Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Haidar, and today I want to talk to you about how you can turn $100 into $100,000. Now, the thing is, this takes a lot of patience, it does take a lot of consistency, and it does take a lot of commitment from your end. If you have a guru that is claiming to tell you like you can turn $100 to $100,000 in a month, then they're most likely lying to you. And the reason behind it is money in general, in order for it to be generated, you need to put into consideration, needs to be compounded. And if you don't know what compounded is, it's pretty much easy. Here, we're gonna look at the screen in a second. You have your initial investment right here. That's your initial investment. What compounded is, let's say you start in with $100 and you get a 10% return on investment. Excuse my handwriting. Okay, this is 10%. So a 10% is equal to $10, right? And how we did that is, we times this one by 1.10 and it gives us $10 of profit. So that's your gains, right? When you look at that, that's considered to be your gains, profit, whatever you want to call it, right? So now here's the interesting part. So if you say, well, listen, I get $10, I don't need $10. I mean, $10 is easy stuff for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for next year to compound it. Now, when you look at the next year, you want to compound that. So now, this is, you got year one. So now year two, right? So you get your dollar amount. Now it's $110. And let's say, hypothetically speaking, you get 10% back. Now your interest or your gains or your profit, whatever you want to call it again, is now $11. You can see that's the power of compounding, meaning you take whatever you gained from year one, you put it back into year two, and then you let it compound and it grows more. So this obviously gets more exponential over the years. So it should be something like this. That's what ideally we want to see, but to be honest with you, it's probably going to be like this. That's how it's going to look like. And you have your dips right here. These are the crashes, and then you have your top gains. So the idea here is that as long as you continue on investing, you should make more money. Now, keep in mind, disclaimer, I want to make sure you understand this. I am not a financial advisor and I cannot legally tell you what you should do with your money. I'm here to only show you. I'm just a normal YouTube guy that has some success when it comes to money wise, but by all means, I'm not telling you how to do with your money. You got to always make sure you do your own research and take your own responsibility. Anything that you do out of this video, anything else, is totally your responsibility, is not mine. That being out of the way, because I can't guarantee you anything, right? Because everything can happen, anything wrong can happen, like the pandemic. But statistically speaking, we have 78% more returns in the United States history when it comes to the stock market, and then the rest were dips. So statistically and historically, stocks have shown to grow over time, even with crashes when they come in. Now, here's what I would do. This is how you turn your $100 to $100,000. No BS, no gimmicks, anything like that. So if you, let's go to the compound interest here, and this is you can find this in investor.gov. So let's say you start with $0. Like I said, you start contributing monthly $100. I mean, $100 you can spend on a weekend, right? Like drinking and going outside or whatever, right? So you do it for 30 years. What? Okay, you want me to do this for 30 years? Hold on a second here. We're talking about $100 here. Okay, $100 is not a lot of money, to be honest with you. I mean, it is a lot of money, but you can always make sure you give back to it. So you get your 6.5 interest rate. Some of you all be like, this is pretty low. Some of you will say this is pretty aggressive. I don't know what you guys return on investment is. This year I've had at least 78% because of the pandemic, and last year I had about 16% return on investment. That doesn't happen every year, obviously not. I mean, I was low on my 401k. I was losing about 22%, but now I'm back up to 5%. But I'm doing it 6.5. Okay, if you want to change it, go ahead and change it. Again, it's investor.gov. That's where you can get that. And any compound interest. So calculate that. Now look at this. Over the next 30 years, you will gain $103,649. That was just only $100 a month. Like, so look about this. And by the way, this is not about using your savings account. You use your savings account, you're not going to see any of that. Good luck. You're going to lose a lot of money in your savings just because of inflation. So this is what a lot of people don't understand. You could save $1,000 a month every month. That's awesome. But if they're just sitting there not doing anything after your emergency fund, you're losing 2 to 3% just because of inflation. Things are getting more expensive. And $100 today, the buying power of it when it was in 1960s is a lot more stronger back in the day than it is now because of inflation. So you can see the power of compound interest here. You see, you're really barely getting anything in year 2. This is only $78. And what's kind of interesting is that a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's only $78 in 2 years. What the hell? Like I can make more money than that in like working a 3-hour shift." Well, okay, yeah, but the idea here is that the money is working for you, where you're not working for it, right? And that's how you become rich and wealthy. And look at this. Over the years, look at how much total contribution you're getting and how much interest you're getting back. So by the end of the year, what you're saying, what is the interest, is that your total contribution, you contributed $36,000. You can see it right here in the bottom here, total contribution. You gave out of your money $36,000. Over the years of compounded interest, you gained that total of $103,000.6. So you subtract that, you've doubled. You almost doubled the amount of money that you contributed. Now this is $100 a month. Now imagine if you're a baller and you're doing this. Okay? Just imagine that. Imagine if you're a baller and you're doing this. Right? You put in $500 a month. Your total contribution about 30 years is $180,000, and now you have $1 million. $500,000. That's more than double, right? So this is the exciting stuff. So get you $100, pretend it's lost, pretend you spent it on something, and instead of just using it, just put it in a savings account and let it burn out. Just use something. Now you might ask me, well, Hadar, what should I use it for? Well, again, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but here's what I would use it for. I'm glad you asked. So if I was you, this is how I would do it. If you look at your Vanguard, S&P 500, VU, the reason I do the ETF, this is an ETF, this is not a stock, because the stock is a lot more expensive, ETF is a lot more affordable. Now, if you, let's say, go with the route of having $500 a month, or $200 or $250, it's fine. If you don't have that much money, you could just use $100 and then save it. Yes, I know it's not going to be as compounded as fast, but we all got to start somewhere. Okay, so this is what I really like about this one here. This is the historical data. You can see from your maximum from 2011, January 2011, it gained 12.2% average. Again, 12.2%, almost double what we anticipated for interest is. Now that is pretty high. Don't get me wrong. Over 5 years, matrix 10. This year, 1 year, last year, it's about 7.34. Year to date with the pandemic is 3.26%. And then you got these one, the 3 months 20.2. So these obviously because of the pandemic and all that stuff that happened. Now keep in mind, this is a small disclosure here. This does not include the 2008 crash and other crashes, because obviously it started in January 2011. So under normal circumstances, if you see anything before 2008, you're definitely going to see lower returns, because there was a big crash. So just keep that in mind. Another thing too, if you want to know a little bit about the details about this, it's about $288 right now. But again, there's different options for you guys if you want to use. Let me know in the comments section below if you want to know like something that fits your budget, about $100, and I can post that in the comments below. Just let me know what you're looking for, what type of investor. I call this technique a lazy investor, meaning you just pick one thing, which is S&P 500, which has been proven matrix over the years to go up. The reason I really like this one is that the expense ratio is so low. It's one of the lowest that you could ever see in the market. Is 0.03%, which is nothing. Anything that you get as a mutual fund or ETF, there's somebody that is managing that is consistently updating the type of companies they have, so they get charged you for management fee. and 0.03 is nothing at all. Another thing too as well, this is based on 178 large blend ETFs, and 66 out of these make our best fit. I don't care about their best fit, but the diversity is pretty good. This is the top 10 holdings in this ETF. Look at the Microsoft here. You got 5.5%. I'm not gonna read through all this, but you guys can through this. You can see there's Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Google. There's 2 Googles, and then you have your Johnson & Johnson, Hathaway, Practical and Gamble, and then Visa. These companies have been proven over the last years they're not going to go anywhere. If they do, then we're going to have a serious problem with our economy. So, but again, there's nothing guaranteed in life. I mean, if everybody tells you, I can guarantee you're going to make X amount, they're lying. I'm sorry, with all the respect, they're just lying. Here's the thing, if there was guarantees in life, everybody would do them, and that's the thing. You got to take risk in life. You got to take calculated risk. I've been doing it for a while. I've been having really good success, and I think, you know, it's been there. The data is showing it. I mean, yeah, can tomorrow comes in and all stocks in the world will just crash and worth nothing? Yeah, absolutely it can. But again, like, I'm going off of data, like, of years and years and years and years and years of data. So but yeah, and this is also the sector weight things, or weights, I guess, or weightings. Look at this. This is your basic energy. I'm not a fan of energy, but healthcare definitely is a booming thing. Real estate, you pay a lot of taxes if you don't get it out of your ETF. I mean, your Roth IRA, anything like that. And then you get your technology. It's heavy tech. This is a very heavy tech one, but the economy needs a lot of technological advances, so for us to get more money. So yeah, so this is what I would have done. This is what I would do. This is what I've been doing. Literally, I have a setup automatic thing going on. Now, I'll give you a hint. Well, Haidar, this is such a waste of time because, you know, you told me it's $100 and I only have $100, so I can get that. Relax. I'm not done with the video yet. If you go to M1 Financing, and by the way, or M1 Finance, by the way, this is not a sponsored video at all. They didn't pay me nothing. It's something I'm using. I had really great success with that. If you go to the M1 Finance, you're gonna see an app where it can get you partial stocks or ETFs that you can buy. Partial, what does that mean? It means they give you the ability, even if you put a 10 or $50 in there, you can partially buy whatever you want. So you can literally go on M1 there, and then you could type in S&P 500. You click on that, and you can deposit like $20-$30. You'll be able to own part of the S&P 500 ETF, which is pretty amazing. So there's no excuses. So even though this looks very expensive, there's always a way to actually get started today and get your money compounded over the years. And maybe you can take me out for a lobster and steak and dinner, you know, when you get some money out of you. Maybe you don't forget about me, and more importantly, maybe you can like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Let me know in the comments below. Do you have any other better ETFs? Do you like to invest? Are you the active investor, or are you the lazy investor? And I'll see you guys later. Take care. You have a beautiful, nice day. Bye-bye.